Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cities, Skylines. Welcome back to the city of Anyway. I've done a little bit in betwixt the previous episode and this one. I don't know why I was so constipated for a second, but I was. So what can we say? I haven't changed much. I think I changed this to the trees. I think I'm going to change its name. That's just a work in progress. I guess I could just put like a whip at the end. Because that's a work in progress. We don't know if this area is going to continue being called the trees. Oh, someone is on fire. Who? Goods unlimited. That would actually be a problem. If you had unlimited goods in said place, I would imagine that fire would burn forever, because it could just keep burning through the unlimited amount of goods. And there's a burnt down house. Let's get rid of that. Done. Fixed. Problemo solvdo. So, as we can see, we have an incredible demand for residential, and like no demand for everything else. Fortunately, I'm starting to run out of space, and I'm also running out of different shapes. I mean, I've done some triangles, I've done some curves here. This is kind of like our curvy commercial road. The curvy commercial road. I should probably name this district the curvy commercial road. We already have this acute angle in our triangles, so I guess like what's left is like maybe squares. So I guess what I'll do is I'll make a square here. Ooh dear, that's not the correct shape for a square. Of course we can't put it too close to these wind turbines. This place does not have a lot of like high wind, as it turns out, which is no fun. How big can I make this? And is that correct? Ah, not enough money. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, that's unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, this is a problem, because now it's just lines. And of course, the people who live in the city of Anyways are mathmophiles, numberphiles. I think that's a YouTube channel about numbers, believe it or not. Well, fine. But no, we see, because the problem is, of course, you also have to set up the water, which also costs its own moolah. So I guess what we can do, while we're waiting for the money to replenish, is whoa, that's way too much, set up some residential right here. Now hopefully, though, apparently there's no residential that got built there. That was a bit unfortunate. Nah, probably not. I was gonna say, hopefully these two areas would connect in terms of power, because of course we can go into the power view and we can see that, oh, it'll be fine because it actually connects to the wind turbines. Never mind. I hate setting up power lines. It's terrible. That's one thing that SimCity definitely has over this game, is that power just runs through the floors in SimCity, so you don't have to worry about building these goddamn power lines from the middle of nowhere to wherever your city is, which is nice. Of course these guys are all complaining about power. Did I? Okay, no, that's my fault. If I set up some buildings here, those can build, it'll connect to that, and then everyone will have power, which is great. Of course, it's a bit unfortunate because these people are a bit too close to the windmills, and that will probably annoy them because they'll just constantly hear the amazingly loud sound of the windmills. I mean, just listen to that noise. Yep, that's loud all right, honestly. I didn't know windmills were so loud, but this game definitely tells me that windmills are very loud, because if we go into noise pollution, we can see this like red hot spot of all the windmills making their extreme amounts of noise. Cannot be avoided. I mean, these people will not be happy. I mean, I guess the best solution is just to put like a park here or something. Speaking of power, production, always a problem. Until I can get like the solar panels, or at the very least the... Actually, I think the advanced wind turbines are useless. Because unless maybe this is like not a correct representation. But like this looks like there's like no wind like at all on the river. And usually like the rivers are an amazing place to put wind turbines. Because for whatever reason it's just like made of wind. Like that's super windy over there. But I don't know. I will have to wait until I've unlocked the other thing. Before I can find out. How much money did I need again to build this connection? How much was it? Oh, I just barely have enough. Excellent. We have the square. Should probably name all these districts. So, I mean, I know it's technically not priority number 1, but to me it is priority number 1, I guess. So let's just put that there. Ooh. We don't want to get too close to the trees, because of course the trees needs to know that it's the trees, or else it'll like freak out and not work. This area is filled with trees and would be much better for the forestry industry. Of course, right now we don't actually have any need for the forestry industry. Forestry industry? Bleh. It's a mouthful. Super mouthful. So there, we've got Hickory Park, which of course is not correct. This is the square. We've got a cute Angelopolis triangle, and then we've got this curvy commercial land, which I might actually make it. I need a smaller brush, believe it or not, to kind of highlight. Ooh. I don't like this like weird white border that it creates, like where it's really thick, because that's like the neutral zone. We don't believe in neutrals here in the city of Anyway. Unfortunately, we do believe in disgustingly poorly made districts, because my god, that is... Oh, just, I don't... it's like oil spills. That's what that reminds me of. Like this slurry. It's like a slurry of oil spills merging together. Anyways, freaking out over what is essentially trivial nonsense. Speaking of trivial nonsense, we might need more power. We're running out of things. See, I once tried to do a coal power plant. I'm like, oh, it's got pollution, but you know, whatever, it's a coal power plant. But then, like, you have to import coal or whatever, and I remember, like, my other coal power plant was like, oh, we don't have enough coal. And I was like, oh, well, you're useless. It's kind of ironic, actually, considering that, considering that here, because usually wind is not actually a stable source of energy, but in this game it is. Like, it will just always produce 7 megawatts every day, no matter what. Whereas the coal power plant can actually like fluctuate depending on how much coal you get, which is like the reverse of what life usually teaches you about this stuff. It's just like, well, the problem with wind is that even though it's kind of sort of affordable, it's like inconsistent and you never know. Anyways, I am not a master powerologist. It's not what they are. Powerologists. I made that up. I am a complete liar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hickory Park. Oh, jeez. What have we done? We haven't renamed this, which is important considering. Speaking of considerings, I did it again. Every time. I always forget the timer. Luckily, I think I remembered near the beginning of this episode. I have a terrible perception of time. That has to do with my terrible memory. I need to start a timer, or else these episodes go for too long, and then like the freaking thing crashes like 50 times when I try to upload. It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. Anyways, this is the square where all the squares live. We should probably put some commercial here, like 1 or 2 commercial buildings where they can buy their pocket protectors, because as we know, the squares are big fans of pocket protectors. I've never had a pocket protector, nor do I think I've ever actually seen a pocket protector in person. It's like one of those like fabled things, like unicorns. It's in the list of myths. Pocket protectors and unicorns. Unicorns with pocket protectors. Now that's something you'll never see. Because both of those things aren't real. They don't exist. Interesting. That's fine. Sorry, I just noticed something. And I will never tell you what it is. Don't worry, it's completely irrelevant. I just realized something. Completely unrelated to what's going on here. Hello, Mr. Carr. What are you doing? Ooh, God. My frame rate's not good enough to keep up with the movement of your... Haha, locked on. I'm watching you. I see this forestry truck, who is owned by the lumber company, is exporting its forestry goods. Its load is 100%. This way we can see which way it takes to get out of the city, so we can improve the flow of traffic. Okay. It's not that exciting, actually. I could make it more exciting. I could hit 3 speed and it goes even faster. Whoa! Rolling around at the speed of sound. Oh, jeez. I don't think I ever actually watched that, because that was actually a Sonic cartoon series, right? That had that theme song? I don't know. The only one I ever watched was a bit of Sonic X, which had one of the worst intro. Well, it was one of those intros where it's very easy to remember because it's just one lyric repeated over and over. If I remember, the song goes something along the lines of Sonic X, Sonic, Sonic X, Sonic X. So, Sonic's X. It's an interesting take on the Sonic franchise where we see Sonic's failed marriage with Amy, because let's be honest, somebody who is that infatuated with someone probably won't be able to have a stable relationship. That being said, I am not a relationship guru, nor am I a good city planner. Oh no. Okay, crisis averted. Do. Quite a shame. I remember, was it last episode? I was talking about how I downloaded a mod for a better recycling plant, and I wanted to put it down before this thing gets too full. Unfortunately, I just never have the money. Because how much is it? My super recycling center is... Oh God, it costs $45,000. I could technically take out the $60,000 loan, place it down, and then I'd have it. But I don't think I could actually sustain it, because its upkeep is 1,000 buckaroonies. So I'd have to be making 1,200 buckaroonies before I could expand. Ugh, people are complaining. Why? You have a beautiful park. Why are you complaining? There's nothing wrong. Is it these roads? Would you like me to replace these? Because there's a lot of cars on these roads, I'll be honest. You should, honestly, you should be parking your cars in your freaking thing instead of what you're doing. Oh, we don't have access to the prettier roads. That's a shame. As you can see. We've got 2 parks. You have, I mean, I don't know how frequent parks need to be for anyone. But I feel as if that's just fluctuating because it's trying to figure out whether I can afford it or not. But honestly, what? I can't just put the same park a bajillion times. Or maybe I can. Maybe that's Triangula's signature thing. Is that actually everything is just mirrored perfectly on every side. That's why we have the exact same park everywhere. And this is kind of the mirror split. This is where the mirror splits, which is why we don't have a park there. But we kind of have this exact sameness, and it's something that Triangula is very proud of. They're very proud of their conformity, which is, up to them. I will not judge. I covered everything in water, right? Yes. What about power? That's fine. Whatever. What was I saying? Something about Triangula. I get sidetracked far too easily for my own good. It's an absolute disaster. Anyways, we're going to increase the amount of bamboozles that we have. Bamboozles! Oh! Speaking of bamboozles, I never played. I mean, you guys probably have already heard about it. But, who is it? Is it X-Rare Developers? The people who developed Banjo and Kazooie. Kazooie. Would have been better if her name was Kazooie. But it wasn't. It was something else. Wow, my name is... Whoa! Banjo and Kazooie. There. I actually forgot Kazooie's name for a second. That's okay. I've never played those games. I watched other people play them, but I never played them. I didn't have the older consoles because I was a poor child. Anywho, sad story aside, those guys are currently making a new one. Not Banjo and Kazooie, but a spiritual successor. Oh god, what was the name? It was another instrument pun. Oh god. It's not Vuvuzela. I wish it was Vuvu and Zela. That would have been much better than what they chose. What was it? Oh god. All I remember was both of them had very feminine names. And it's driving me insane that I can't remember. Banjo and Kazooie. Oh no. Oh no, I need to remember. Look, I'm gonna look it up because I need to know that badly. Also because I need more money. Cause what? I don't need new land. Go away. Banjo and Kazooie. successor. What is it saying? Is it saying Banjo and Kazooie's spiritual successor? Yes, Yuka and Laylee? Yes, that's right, ukulele. That was the pun. Yuka and Laylee are the two new ones. A gecko and the bat, which I think is absolutely adorable. I kind of grew up, like, I've always liked the character platformers, but they don't come out very frequently. And when I was young, I didn't have, like, a lot of money for anything, so I only played, like, 2 or 3 in total. None of which were Banjo and Kazooie, although I totally would have if I could. No, it was Scalar, actually, which I never finished. That might be a game I'd play on this channel at some point. But I've always really liked those character platformers. And it's so cool to see that they're making a new one. I thought I'd mention it because I have nothing better to say. And I guess anybody who's watching this, who's interested in that, and somehow has not heard about the Rare developers kickstarting, that's right, they're kickstarting, their new game, I thought I would let you know. Because I feel like that information needs to be circulated if, for whatever reason, you live under a rock larger than mine, which is, just so you know, incredibly impressive. It's very hard to be more of a hermit than I am. Like, really hard. People are sometimes amazed at how much of a hermit. Okay, I need to stop making myself feel sad about how much of a hermit I am. I'm just gonna go hide in my shell. Hide in your shell. Where's that from? Hide in your something. It wasn't hide in your shell. It's definitely something else. I can't remember. That's alright. What's happening in the city? I've kind of just mindlessly been, like, fulfilling what they've wanted. I don't have enough power to sustain this. This is a problem. We need more. We're running out of space! And there's, like, no adjacent areas that will produce a decent amount of wind. I guess I could put, like, some right in the center. We could do that. That would be strange, wouldn't it? Because it wouldn't be connected to anything. That's the problem. And that's kind of a big problem. Let's just... there we go. That's covered. Great. Of course we have some... Oh, no, that's not... Are they sick of sound? No, they're sick. They're just sick. I was kind of amazed at the number of, like, criminals. Like, I managed to put a police station in. And now there doesn't seem to be any crime. Which was strange, because there was, like, crime everywhere. I guess just the presence of just, like, a single police car has deterred every single citizen of the city of Anyway into not doing anything. Which, you know, who can judge them? Not me. We are very close to getting advanced wind turbines. I really want advanced wind turbines. So let's just hold out until that happens. And, okay, shut up. Look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell. I'm just frustrated. Yes! New areas! Transport, level 3 unique buildings, buses, or industry specialization, recycling, recreational use of drugs. Yay! And, of course, the advanced wind turbine and the cemetery. Because, of course, people are going to start dying now, like these guys. Unless I just destroy them. Problem solved. There is more than one way to take care of an issue. What's going on here? This person is complaining about having not enough customers. Well, QQ. That's what you get for complaining. No one complains in my city. I will crush them before their flames of rebellion can be sparked. Anywho, education. Of course, they're just like, hey, your city's kind of just filled with stupid people. You might wanna fix that. And I'm like, you know, I might want to fix that. But whoa! When did I get all this cash money? I still can't actually afford the super recycling center because I don't have the money required to pay for its upkeep, which is a shame. If I do, though, I actually do. No, I still don't. If I do, I'll definitely place one of those down so I can get rid of the landfill before I have to place a second one down. Because I hate landfills. They're gross, disgusting. And at some point, I will get rid of the industry altogether, and we will have a completely clean city. That's how I like my cities. Clean. Anywho. And, low happiness. Your citizens are unhappy. Looks like the vast number of parks that you've given them just isn't enough. Honestly, you guys are selfish beyond belief. Speaking of which, should we be, I think I added a pretentious, yeah I did, I added the pretentious building to Angelopolis. should the people of Triangula have their own? What about the people of the square? Is there like a very square looking one? What's this? This is the statue of shopping. It's hard to tell. It's like two rectangles, which might be a bit too ironic for them. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll give them the two rectangle statue. I'm sure they will like it. Because the people of Square want to show you that they're more than just squares. They're also rectangles and other four-sided shapes. Four-sided two-dimensional shapes, to be precise. Boom! Okay. I really probably should have checked how much that costs for upkeep. 16, that's fine. But now we have this lovely two floating rectangles, which I assume are actually supposed to be credit cards. But we will pretend that the statue of shopping is actually the statue of squares, which is ironic. Or, you know what? Let's call it rectangle square, which will just confuse everyone. That's probably not even how you spell those words. I don't care. Rectangle square? Sure. Because the idea is, you know, there's like pavilions are sometimes called squares. There's just like, oh, I'm in the shopping square or whatever. So that's why I called it square. And of course it's called rectangle square, which blows everyone's minds. So all the philosophers, of course, live in the square, along with the people who use pocket protectors. And often the philosophers will come and try to ponder the meaning of the rectangle square. Of course, they never come to any sort of conclusion, because there is no education in this city at all, and thus they are unable to be smarts, I guess. Whoa, there's a lot of wind over. Oh, that's right, I can place these down now. Oh dear. Oh, they weren't joking. There's just like no wind. This is actually really bad, because it'll be a while before I can get the solar power plant, which means I have to keep working with wind, and this actually is like a really bad, like, no wind zone, which is problematic to say the least, because we are definitely starting to have problems with power again. And of course there are dead people everywhere. No, we're just in a constant state of disaster. What am I gonna do? Well, I guess I can place a graveyard for all the dead people who apparently are exclusively placed in acute Angelopolis. Whatever that means. So where will we place it? Maybe we'll place this here. Sure. I mean, since Triangula is filled with vampires, I guess it sort of makes sense that, really? Are you telling... Oh, wow. Wow. Aren't you picky? There. Since, you know, Triangula is filled with vampires, and vampires like to hang out in graveyards, this makes perfect sense. We can have plenty of graveyards, and we can have all the dead people go here, which is great. What's not great, though, is we have to expand the city. We're going to hit wind! Because that's the only way I get power, is via wind! Now, there seems to be intense wind over here. But what about other resources? There seems to be agriculture here as well. So I could go forestry, but I could do an agriculture section as well, which I love. I like the agriculture, the way that stuff looks. So I think what we'll do is we'll buy this space for 3,600. Cha-ching! Lock it in, baby. And done. Great. Unfortunately, I didn't really think this road through. And perhaps Triangula will actually become Diangula, because I don't like that name. Because we'll put like double triangles on the other side. On the other side, the other side of me. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I've gone too far. I'm sorry. I'm gonna end the episode there before I embarrass myself any further. So, boom. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And next time, the city of Anyways continues to grow in the most poorly planned manner possible. But still, it will continue to grow. regardless of how bad my planning is. So, until next time, bye!